Alright guys, welcome back to the Imaxit YouTube platform. I'm your host JD. If you're new, please do consider liking, sharing, and definitely subscribing to the platform. Alright, and all the real ones that keep on supporting the platform, massive respect to you a lot. Alright, I am trying to get everything set up. As you saw by the title, we're going to be talking about Martinique versus Jamaica. That's a friendly that's coming up before Jamaica will be taking on Congo in their World Cup qualifiers. And also we're going to be looking at the importance of that and the players selected for that tournament. And then obviously we have a lot of more competitions coming up, which, you know, the youth competitions, World Cup qualifiers, U17s and U20s, girls and boys. I want to try and patch all of those things in. So as soon as you come in, please do hit the like button and definitely share your thoughts in the comment section on all of the actual topics. We saw some of our lovely people so far on the platform. We have Drew Ross, massive respect. Omar Henry, our brother in the building. Vacation, Phones JA. Big up yourself, thanks for being here. Chorus Corneef, the Arsenal man in the building. Big up yourself. I hope you slept well last night. And we have G in the building. Massive respect. Alright, so let me not leave this one off. We have Concacaf Champions Cup. We did watched it as well, so we need to include it in it. Alright, so we're going to start with the immediate stories, then trickle down the path of the rest of the stories. Alright, so let me start right here. Give you the Champions Cup. So Champions Cup started yesterday. And we have I think it started. Let me make sure to ensure when it actually starts. So it kicks off. Alright, so Champions Cup round 1. So this is the first round of games. Right? First round of games? Yes, first rounds of games. But it's stretched across almost 2 weeks because you know that they have to go all over the places, right? Or the second round of games. Because I saw that some teams have played 2 games. I'm not certain if everyone... Oh, yes. It's a second round of games, but the first round for our region. Because remember, some of our teams qualified and they skipped A level. So that's why. But you have some of these teams have already played 2 games now. Alright, so let me go through those games that you're seeing here. Tigres versus Forge, 0-0. That's a good result for Forge. Tigres, maybe not so much. Olympia, 1, America, 2. That's... okay, San Diego 4 and the Pumas. You guys told me about this game and I went to watch it and they said, I saw it for myself. The United States team played very well against Pumas. Zehaou versus Montreal, 1-1, Vancouver 0, Cruz Azul 3. Pumas won in their second installment, San Diego 0. So the flip around is 1-0, obviously. We could say that a lot of changes may be made because of the big 4-1, but San Diego still advanced. Alright, Tigres 4-1 over Forge after a 0-0 draw. Olympia 0-0 and versus America. So America advanced 2-0. Alright, so you have Monterrey versus Zehaou. 2-0, Cruz Azul, Cruz pass Vancouver 5-0. Alright, let me know if my sound is perfect for you guys. Ottawa 0, Nashville 2, Real Espana 1, Los Angeles 6. Alright. Bless up everyone that's coming in. We saw that we have Knowledge Nest, Nitro, Float Management. I think Nitro, you should stop with the Gunners thing. Alright, you should just leave it alone and just get some help. Alright? El Mexi, big up yourself. Thanks for being here. You, William, Sadna in the building. Massive respect. Alright, so let me continue with what we are talking on. We don't want to go into the Gunners unnecessary war. Yes, it's not necessary. Alright? You guys never slept well last night, and I understand. Okay, let me continue. Then no, these are the games then that we watched. In the second installment, first for Defense Force. But to be honest, if Defense Force was in the last part, they wouldn't have reached here. And to be honest, all Caribbean teams wouldn't have reached this region if they were in the last set of games. And I let me know if you guys agree with me. God damn. God damn. So Caribbean Defense Force from Trinidad. Defense Force from Trinidad. This was their opportunity, because to be honest, it's always when they come to the Caribbean, this is the best chance the Caribbean teams has to win a game or get a good result to force it back to them as it relates to the Americans or the Mexicans in the Caribbean Cup. If you don't do nothing at home, you pretty much have no chance. All right, so this is what Defense Force started with. Williams in goal, Batio and Sherwin at 2 centre backs, Garcia and Adges, Wilson, Sado, Jones, Molino from Trinidad, T, Bailey and Alair. So you have Garcia, Molino. These are guys that makes the Trinidad national team. All right, so it's not a weakened team. And now you have Philadelphia Union, which you know that our boy, quote unquote, Andre Blake plays for, and Andre Blake was on the bench. So one quick question, guys. Rick, oh, you like that keeper? He's passing out from the back and all of those stuffs. What you make of him? Let me know, because based on how he plays, I like him. I think Andre Blake might be in a little bit of trouble, not so much, but a little bit. So Rick in goal, Ariel. Then you have Mac Hania with Westfield and Raffanello at the back. Then you have Jean Jack in midfield from AD, Bueno and Losky with Bedoya, and up front you have Kornzen and Alado, which is coming from Africa as well, and he scored on his debut. Let me look at the numbers now, because on my eyeball, it was not a competition. I think Defense Force just came out to try and survive. They weren't on the level at Philadelphia, and remember, we're talking about an Andre Blake-less team, but to be honest, Rick looked like a much more fluid keeper than Andre Blake with his passing and his angles that he does create based on his ability to move the ball. All right, so 57% possession. Obviously, some of the possession came in the second half, which we expected that because they were leading by what? 2-0 in the first half, so they dropped off a little bit and just counted them to death. All right, so that really rose the position in the second half. All right, so the first half was 35-65. So that shows you when they truly wanted to dominate the ball, they did. And they could have even done better, because I saw a lot of entries that they could have done better on, and they never did. All right, so second half, so let me just go through all of it. So the numbers, 57% for Philadelphia, but they really worked at 57% to the utmost furthest post of their footballing ability. 3 big chances, which some of them, you have other big chances that maybe never really counted as big chances. And they had 18 shots. And out of those 18 shots, they called 4 saves from the Trinidad goalkeeper. And I can tell you, 3 of those 4 saves needed to be made, or else it would have been 10. All right, I am telling you people, as you saw the XG here, XG is a way that you kind of show the quality of the shots, and the quality of the shots were so superior to Trinidad Defense Force. I'm very sorry, they might have to start figure a way out how to not make these Caribbean teams go in this region. I think that they have not done us well since Violet AC, which was early 2020. None of the other teams did anything. You understand me? Let me know what say you. I don't think they are any level of standard. All right, because Philadelphia could have gone higher, and it would have only ended worse. You know, if they had more quality, it would have ended worse. I don't think they're in the same ballpark. The only thing Defense Force try to do is to kick the ball long and try to run it down. What the guy name was Alair, he tried to latch onto a ball and it was offside, and he squared it with the goalkeeper, and the goalkeeper still made the save, even with the offside. So it tells you that the keeper was up for it. The defenders, they never had any pressure. They play out of the traps easily. An entry in this game would show you a little bit better. Like the entries were very much one-sided, and the quality of the entries were very much one-sided as well. All right, so let me try and give you touches in the opposition half, 6-29. Big chances 3-0, which we had said. And let me get the entries now inside so you could see. All right, so the final third entries were 39-78. All right, yes, so yeah, around, and passes in the final third, 32 of 60, up to 115-171. All right, and as you could see, the long balls, 20 of 55 and 23 of 43, which they dominated the passing as well. And this is the only thing Defense Force were actually relying on, and that's the only outlet they had, was the long passes. They tried 11 crosses, connected none. And they tried 20 crosses and connected 8 out of the 20. All right, so the space that they had, you could see that Defense Force and the Caribbean teams' stamina is not up to their level. You understand me? They had all free reign. Jean Jacques just running past 1, 2, 50, 60 players. It doesn't even matter. This was a poor showing for Trinidad, and they were playing their drums and thought that their drums could, you know, that false confidence that the Caribbean teams has. They tried that and it never worked, you know. Nigel said, you want Jamaicans 8 you more, implying that the goalkeeper better than Blake. I said that the passing and the angles that he creates, I don't think Blake can create those angles because he doesn't have the capability with his footwork as in this keeper. So I was impressed with the keeper, and that's why I asked you that question. If you had watched the game, you would have actually thought the same as myself. All right, so don't come here with narrative. Not because you don't have anything to brag about, you have to flip on for Jamaican people to hate me. Well, you know what? Forget it. I'm gonna stay in reality, and I've watched games, and that's why I can talk of the games. All right, I've not hid under my pillow after reality starts to sink in. All right, 2-7. Let that sink in. All right, 2-7. What are they going to do for the next 11? I don't know. All right. So 2-7, calculation maybe 3-11. I'm telling you that's equal Netflix blood. That's equal Netflix blood. All right. Take that, Nitro. Take that. Take that. Nitro. All right. 3-11 might be equal Netflix blood. All right. So, anyways, we had to pay attention to this one, all right? Yes, and I think this is a perfect example to what's taking true place in the Caribbean. It's not, I'm not taking set an Arsenal, I just said some words and some calculation, all right? I've just said some words and some calculation. I've not said anything else. I've never even called a name. I just said 2-7 and 3 might be in 11, and that equals Netflix blood. That's all I said. So I don't know what. Anyways, so terrible showing from Defense Force, and not a good representation for the Caribbean teams. And we want a Caribbean team like Violet that goes to these teams and try to win games, not try to survive. I'm tired to watch Caribbean teams that only tries to survive. Is it that's how bad the Caribbean teams are to the rest of the world, are to not the rest of the world, but to the elites of Concacaf at youth football, where before the game said that we are trying to survive. You know, so that's why when we had the quality discussion the other day, when we said that sometimes we should stop trying to win games and try to develop. You understand me? So if we develop, maybe at this region, we could compete a lot better. What say you guys? You see, sometimes when we will run for the instant gratification, this is what we end up with. Because none of these teams really competing with the top end of Concacaf. Every year we go to the Caribbean Cup just for the money and then get embarrassed pretty much 4 to 6. We're averaging 4 to 6 goals conceded and none scored from all Caribbean teams. So tell me if that's a competition, blood. That is not a competition. That is not a competition, blood. I'm very sorry. That is horrible for we to be averaging 4 to 6 goals in a match as a Caribbean team versus all the elites them outside the Caribbean. So people, stop telling me that the Caribbean is getting closer to no-level football as the rest of the region, all right? Yes, it's not. It's not at all. All right? It's only in our brain cells because, goddamn, Defense Force never had any value. And let me give you some of Defense Force's games so you can see how they actually got here. All right? So Defense Force. Defense Force, let me get some of their games in the Concacaf, so in the Caribbean, so you could see how they fared off, and then you could judge them a little bit more, all right? Because they had to beat teams to come here. The 2-1, Cibao won 2-1, all right, that's 2025, and Defense Force gave Cibao 3-0, so they defeated Cibao to reach here. They defeated Cibao to reach here. And let me give you some more games that they played. They defeated Mount Pleasant to reach here. They defeated Mount Pleasant 1-0 to reach here. So they actually defeat these teams to reach here, but yet still so horrible when it comes up to the big dogs them, like all the other teams in the Caribbean. All right, and Mount Pleasant did give them 5-0 in one leg. So look at it, people. Mount Pleasant did defeat them 5-1 in one leg. And let me see if I have any metrics on this. Yes, we have some numbers on this. So Mount Pleasant defeated them 5-0, 5-1. But you could see the numbers here. You could look at it yourself. 14-3. So Mount Pleasant look like they can offer some more quality towards Philadelphia. All right? Yes. So let me get Mount Pleasant up here. And I'm hoping that Mount Pleasant actually do something to save the Caribbean. I don't expect much, but at least not getting the average of 4 to 6 goals. All right? Because that is the average that the Caribbean is conceding, including Cavaliers as well. It's 4 to 6. All right? They got 4 from Inter Miami and they got 6 from Alvas Powell's team. All right? Yes, so let's see. You people want to know who Mount Pleasant will be playing? Let me give you Mount Pleasant games. Hold on. Mount Pleasant. Oh, we don't have Mount Pleasant as yet. I think Mount Pleasant have to wait. One more. No, I think we know who Mount Pleasant will be playing. Mount Pleasant. One second. Alright, I'll get that soon. But I'm expecting Mount Pleasant to do a lot better than Force. But I don't think the lot better will transfer into a win. And I think we should stop talking about winning against these teams. I think we need to start learning the football. We should use these games, all of these games in the Caribbean, need to be used as practice matches. Mount Pleasant, every game for Mount Pleasant should be used as practice games in the JPL. I don't think the football in the Caribbean is up to any level to compete with these teams. So they should just use them as extra free practice games. That's what Mount Pleasant should use the JPL as. Because that's how I saw Mount Pleasant playing in the JPL. Not even out of full gear. So maybe they can actually do better than these teams. So just use these games as practice, qualify and go there and try and fight. I think they have to wait for the round to finish. Yes, I think that's how it goes. Just good best of yourself, thanks for being here. Who Mount Pleasant play, we just said we're going to look up that. And I think it's going to be, we're going to have to wait until the second round finishes. Just like, we have Defense Force came in the second round. I think Mount Pleasant will come in at the other round. And I think that if they had came in this round, they wouldn't have won just the same. You understand me? I don't believe so. I think that you're going to struggle. You're going to struggle. Mount Pleasant plays the winner of Sporting San Miguelito versus LA Galaxy. Well, I think that LA Galaxy will fill the stadium for Jamaica so they can make some money as well. You know, even when they lose because they lost in the JPL. Yes, even when they lose, they should use it I have not seen Mount Pleasant played one game where in which they weren't the better team. Even when they lost the game, they were still the better team. And I'm talking about the last 2 years. The last 2 years, every game I've watched from Mount Pleasant, they just seem like they're the better team, including every game against Cavalier. It has to be 55,000 more shots, the goal post miss, the goal post hit, and the keeper is the best player on the day. So really and truly, Mount Pleasant is by far the best team, and I've always said that for the last 3 years, Mount Pleasant have been the best team in Jamaica, and it wasn't close. Even when Cavaliers winning, there was half-assed games that they tried to drop to penalty and try to win a game. It was always Mount Pleasant being the better team, and we have always said that. So it's not nothing now. We're saying we have always said that over the years. All right. So hope they can represent the Caribbean good enough, but try and learn some things along the way. Try and learn some things along the way. I think we need to see teams learn some things along the way. Defense Force never looked like they learned anything, and they could have gotten 10-0, and it still wouldn't be a bad result. You know, because they weren't on the same level. You know, and so it's bad for big man football. You have representative of Trinidad on the field. And remember, those are teams that dominate Jamaica, you know, with these same players on the field, you know. Jamaica national team, you know, the same team, because Molino and those guys play for Trinidad when they dominate Jamaica. Both times. Because it's 2 times they play Jamaica in the qualifiers to the World Cup, and they dominate Jamaica 2 times. Or the better team the 2 times. And to be honest, they were the better team in all of the games that Trinidad played, and by the last game. So what that says about our region, for our club team, can just whitewash these teams, you know? Yes, 55,000 shots, yes. Maggie can't get a game since they won the Caribbean Cup. What happened to him? I don't know. All right, so guys, that is some football outside the normal Reggae Boyz and stuff. It's Caribbean football. Which you're seeing why we're so poor at the national level, because we're very poor at the club levels in the region. Very, very poor. Need some improvements. Most of Trinidad team were overseas based, not in their local league. Well, these guys played in the team Nitro, so well, at least you know that it was overseas coming in and dead ass local mixed together. Nitro. All right, at least you saw that. Because Molino was, I think, between Molino and the my boy from Russia was the captain. So what are you talking about? So Molino is not on this team. JD, what do you think Concacaf will do in the future regarding this tournament, given the high cost of hosting games like last night, flights, hotel, and other expenses? I think they should cut it out, and this brought me back to when Tagliani or Mangione or whatever his name is was on TVJ or Sportsmax, and they were asking him how Jamaican club teams can get some higher ranks. Why we need higher ranks? We are not MLS quality teams, and we are definitely not Mexico quality teams. What we need is they need to cut off this competition and give them more money to go into the development. So cut off the Caribbean from competing with the rest of the CONCACAF, and just give the countries the money that you're gonna give them with the flights and expenses, and ensure that it pays to development. So for find the programs like the TDS program or whatever they talk about in Jamaica, they send the money to that and ensure that they spend it on the kids them, and leave out this big man thing, because I don't think it's worth it. It's a waste of time. In my opinion, you guys can disagree with me, but for me, it's a waste of time. I've watched it and I'm not impressed by the Caribbean teams, and I'm watching it for 5-6 years now. I disagree with that idea. All right, Jamrock. Well, I will give it to the kids then, because these people are the whole from 25 downwards of 17. I don't think they can compete with nobody in the CONCACAF region at the high end. No Costa Rica, no Honduras, no Mexico, no Canada, no United States. So let me pump the money to the kids them direction, and like we get the best facility for them, the best feeding, best education, and try to get them up for the next 5-6 years. So you want this to be a conveyor belt of terrible football and terrible players develop in 876. You're so like funny. Sometimes, you know, this is the way to success, you know, and you guys keep on pushing it aside. Sometimes we have to actually push it away. You get me? Push it away, and sometimes you have to understand that you're no good. And they keep on stroking the Caribbean ego when the Caribbean teams are dog crap. I'm very sorry, they are dog crap and don't deserve to be here. You understand me? They need to take the money and invest in the young kids them. You get me? Period. So Africans say he disagree and he agree with Jamrock. Well, no problem. For me, Africans like when Canada team giving Waterhouse 6 love. Well, I don't like it blood. I want competitive games, and I've never seen a competitive game. The closest competitive game, it's Miami, Inter Miami versus Cavaliers, and they still got 4-0. And that was the closest competitive game, aside from Violet AC, half a decade ago. Half a decade, one team, people. All right, yes. So they like their ego stroke and get no values. I will pump the money into the kids then. The club championship is for the development of the best teams in the region. They must improve to compete. Well, I guess we're gonna keep on getting 7-10, and we're in LA Lewis. All right. So, anyways, let me continue. Let me continue. So, now we are moving over to the Reggae Boyz. But what I was saying is still development, you know. But what I want my youth 15 players them to be as good as Mexico and United States. So I'm gonna and Panama. If we can't reach United States, we can reach Panama. And then we can, so that's where I wanted them to pump the money in. That's all. And you can't beat me to believe in the kids them. You get me? Yes. Reggae Boyz to face Martinique in pre-World Cup playoff friendly. I've gotten a few questions on this one. The Jamaica Observer learned that the Reggae Boyz will take on Martinique in an international friendly on February the 21st. All right, so February the 21st, the game will be played as they continue preparation for their final attempt to qualify for the FIFA World Cup in March. It's understood that an official announcement of the match will be made by the JFF, which they have already made it. So this was from before. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to just give you the names of the players. All right, this is directly what they have posted. So I'm not really privy to replacements and all of those things. All right. My mother calling me. I will have to call her back when I'm done. All right, so I'm just going to give you direct names. So if you have the replacements, them that's on you. But I have not invested the time to get the replacements and stuff. I'm just on the outskirt, just giving you facts, the direct facts that was listed from before. So they said, ladies and gentlemen, we present your Reggae Boyz squad for the friendly international versus Martinique. All right, and then we're going to answer questions after. So in goal, we have Tafari Chambers and Daniel Russell. So 2 goalkeepers they brought. All right, and that should be enough. Let me know if you guys are okay with the goalkeeping department. All right. We're going to get to all the questions after. Kyle Ming, Christopher Ainsworth, Fitzroy Cummins, Giovanni Leng, Stephen Young, Tyreek Zimenez. Glad to see Zimenez is back. Kimani Campbell, Rabino Gordon. Oh God. Adrian Reed Jr., Shamar Watson, Nikki Lee Ellis, Dwight Merrick, Jaheim Thomas, Dwayne Allen, and then in the forward line, Warner Brown, Nicola Fuller, Daniel Green, Raheem Edwards, Tajay Grant, Rashiki Kelson. So the first questions people ask me, what is the reason for this game? What is the reason for this game? If Damien Lowe was added to it, Damien Lowe was added to it. I'm just giving you what they have listed. And that was 5 days ago they listed this. As I said, I'm not giving you the follow-up. I have to give you what they posted, and I will just stick with that. You have to check with other people if you want to get other information. I'm not that directly invested in Jamaica content. Alright, so based on what I saw here, this is a heavily based local team, which couldn't be otherwise, because if you know about the structure of football, you have a thing called FIFA window. If you just watch club football, you have FIFA windows, and and if you're a professional teams, especially from Europe, they are not available on certain period, and obviously in this period they won't be available. The only FIFA window period that they are going to be available is when the actual games will take place. So that's what led people to ask me questions on, is this necessary? Is this game necessary? And if it's necessary, what's the reasons? So is the game necessary? I have to say yes, based on the fact that you hired a coach that really doesn't have a system, doesn't have the level of experience, right? So the reason for him to get these games is to get familiarity towards the end goal. I know that you guys have a lot of counter arguments to that, which is fair, but I will just say that is what Jamaica brings. Period. I can't give you any other answer more than that is what Jamaica brings. So people just make up stories and they get positions and they're not qualified, and then you have to force to build them to make them qualify. You get me? Because their ego is as if they have earned it and as if they have gone through these levels, and that is the problem that we are trying to avoid, where in which you don't have to waste as much money on situations if you're qualified, but because he was not qualified, he has to keep on using the situation, because more likely most of these players, if any of these players, will be selected in the actual final listing. I would be shocked if you have over two of these players selected. And obviously, you know that they will try to force Warner Brown in the team, because maybe he's an ex-bragging rights player that they can use. So Warner Brown maybe get forced in the team, and then you maybe have one of the defenders then, because he has no rights and no reason to force Adrian Reed in the team. But if he could, he would have forced Adrian Reed in the team. So I don't expect Adrian Reed to be in the team, but you will see a Kyle Ming or a Ainsworth being forced in a team with a Warner Brown. But aside from that, none of these players will be making it. So how is going to transfer over? Are these players educated enough to transfer knowledge to the other players that's coming over from overseas? I don't know. Based on what I saw from Warner Brown, I would say no. Because the last time I saw him, he wasn't the best presser on the field, and he was the lone striker. So I don't know how much he has actually learned. Obviously, Mount Pleasant have very much qualified people down there, so I assume that he will be learning things, and that was something new. So he might just catch on to the learning ropes. All right, but for me, this is just solely out of you hire a unqualified person, and obviously it's typical Jamaican ways, where it's just merely hype. And then because you made the wrong decision, you start investing in the wrong decision to try and make it right. Yeah, or give it its best shot. When really and truly you could have make a better decision and save a lot of money here. And I can say that this is definitely costing Jamaica heavily, and more likely it's going to come back not worth it at all. And not the players not worth it. Because I love to see players get experience, but the coach, I don't think it's worth it. Regardless of what the final result is, I don't see it worth it, because it's not going to take Jamaica forward, in my opinion. You understand me? Yes. The games are needed, even if it's more experienced coach. The repetition for our new assembled staff is needed. It's good time to work out the kinks in their processes. But Brando, that's what I've just said. Experienced coach don't need this. Brando, what I heard him talking about, experienced coach don't need this, Brando. All right, and you have coaches in the chat now, and they will say the same thing. But you know what? You did it, so you have to actually make up for the errors that you have actually made in the start. But you can't say that you never had an opportunity not to make this error, in my opinion. The games are for coach's experience. Speed said he needs to see how coach can work together. But that's what I said to you. That's what I said to you. But the other coach wouldn't have needed it. He wouldn't have needed it, believe me. because he would have had his metrics them to send over to the players them that he's going to work with. And that's what I'm saying. So me and you saying the same thing. But all I'm saying is this wasn't needed because he shouldn't have gotten the job in the first place. And these are the things that came with it. And we had told you from early that you have to, when you have somebody that is unqualified, you have to keep building them up falsely. You understand me? And that's what I do see going here, waste of money and a lot of other things, you know, when really and truly maybe you could have invested in a better analyst and get as much information, feed it to the players then that you're actually going to use. In my opinion, that's how I would have worked it out. Or at least I would have spent as much money on the training session to use these guys as the replica of what I want to do and not necessarily having the games. That's my opinion, people, and I'm almost certain that would have worked out a lot better than the actual games. That's the problem now, Court Star. I don't think nothing more than 3 players will make this, and it's including the keeper. So that means maximum 2 outfield players and the keeper. You get me? Yes, so that's that, and they were in the team before this event. You understand me? So I am not so sold on it, but I will watch the game with you guys and break down what we saw and give our takes on it. That's pretty much about it. But for me, you guys asked me a question, I give it to you. I don't think it's necessary, but it's only necessary because they made an error before, you know? So you have to go with it now because he never had any experience, and then he got the qualified guys and below him, so they might be countering his points them, and they need to iron out things to see who really have the most knowledge. You understand me? So to me, it's just gonna be an uncomfortable situation right throughout, and I'm hoping that it actually works out. Yes. Yeah. So let's see, people. Let me know what you think of the squad, the purpose of this game, if it's needed in your eyeballs. Yes, all of those things are up there for grabs. But for me, I give my takes on it, and I can't change from that, you know? Yes, because it was connected to what I said from before. And none of the information changes from before, so I really can't change, to be honest. Yes. What? All right. So that's all, Reggae Boyz. Let me get the questions that you guys dropped. All right. Once you come in, please do hit the like button, share, and subscribe. Don't forget, embarrass them job is to compete at the highest level. So that's what Jamrock says. So Jamrock will continue to put out teams from the Caribbean region that gets embarrassed. All right. That's okay for you, but I want embarrassment to stop. And that's why I said invest in the youths them with the money that you would have given them for the expenses, and we get better youths them for the future. And then the embarrassment won't be there. We only have to wait maybe a solid 5-10 years, then we start to get some fruits. But to be honest, we're going to get a more competitive region, and I can't beat that, and that's what I want. You understand me? That's what I truly want. So yeah. So we have some more information. Let me try and get that for you. All right. So for the Reggae Girlz now, guys, the Reggae Girlz, you can drop your questions now because we're already at the 38 minute mark. So we have kind of laid out all of the information so far on all of the topics. So what we're going to do, we're going to drop the call in, and you guys can call in and give your takes on whatever particular subject you want to. Feel free. All right. And going forward, people, I'm going to mainly be on my channel because I have so much content to do. I have to pay a little attention to what I have here. You understand me? Yes. So I'm going to be here for the next 2 weeks or so before I will be anywhere else, you know, because I have a lot of contents both from the African side and this region. All right. So look out for me. I'm going to be on my Wemaxit channel and here trying to catch up with all of the contents that I needed to put out. 460, 46, 2471. I'm trying to find my number. 1 second. All right, all right. So that's the number you can call in on it, under the topics that we spoke on. But let me go through this because this is important. So you had the Reggae Girlz. The Reggae Girlz did a very good job qualifying to the final round. All right, the final round, which I wanted for the boys as well. But because of the amount of teams qualified, they can't do that. But I think that it should have stayed the same way. You know, because the bunch of teams qualifying and we're going to get a lot of love. I don't really like it. I don't like the region collecting a lot of big scores. So anyways, now the final round, now it's 3 categories, Group A, B, and C. 4 teams apiece in each group. And each one will qualify directly. And I think that we have one more spot. Let me try to make sure how much spots they do get. I think it's 4 spots, you know, but let me make sure it's correct. All right. I agree with everything you say, JD. Very little transferable from these games. The opposition doesn't model any of the actual games, and I doubt you need games like this to test a game plan. Yes, because we have bodies. We have bodies, so we can test out the game plan. We have 24 players in Jamaica. We call up them to the center that we damn say we have and we're spending money on, and we replicate them and we use them as figures to get the job done as to what we want to do. We don't necessarily need this game, but why we ended up needing this game is because of the experience of the coaches that we hired. You understand me? That's why. So I can say yes, we need the game, but I can tell you where the mistake came from. And the mistake came from the lower level of the hiring. And that's it. All right? So, someone says it's a group of debt. Ooh, I don't think it's a group of debt. I think all of the groups are a group of debt. Really and truly, I think that Jamaica was as good as all 3 teams that they played. Was it Guyana or Guinea? I think it was Guyana, right? Guyana, because they had a lot of Canadians on it and stuff. That team was as good as Jamaica, and Honduras was as good as Jamaica, just the same. You understand me? So, to be honest, Jamaica was a battle for the best team to come out of that group. To be honest, Jamaica actually scored around, 10, 12 goals less than them, than each one of the teams, and still came out. So, I love the fighting spirit of these girls. And to be honest, I'm just looking for them to develop. You get me? For me to ask for them to win, I've watched all of these teams. You can just take off the top 3, really take off the top 3. Canada is very good at ladies football, one of the best teams in the world. To be honest, 2 of our teams in the region is the 2 best teams in world football. Canada and United States are 2 amongst the top 15 best teams in the world since football started. All right, I don't know how they got there. Obviously, maybe development. But they are always amongst the top 15 best teams in the world. And to be honest, based on their performances against the big teams, it's actually true. Not the false ranking that USA and Mexico has at the men level. At the ladies level, it's actually correct. United States can beat anybody. Canada can beat almost anybody. 1 out of 5 times. At the maybe rank first team to 3, and then from its 4th to 10th, Canada can beat them 1 to 2 or 1-1. You understand me? That's how good these teams are, and it trickled down to lady youth football as well. They are very good at youth football just the same. All right. Mexico at the youth levels are way as good, if not better than Canada at the youth levels. It's when they go to that main levels, they kind of dropped off, but over the last 4 years, I think Mexico have reached back to that level because they have beaten the 2 top teams in our region, or at least draw with them. I know that they beat in the United States. Yes, they beat United States. Yes, and that's not an easy task. So they beat United States. So Jamaica went into one of the 2 hardest groups, because I would say that Mexico and United States is slightly better than Canada at U17 levels. Right. And Mexico sometimes better than United States as well. You understand me? So Jamaica has Panama, Costa Rica, and Mexico in it. And I think all top first places qualify, and what African said, I think one of the best second places qualify. So I made the first and second, or let me read upon it. Let me try and get it. Concacaf World Cup. Let me see what they said here. Our 2026 qualifiers, officially called 2026 Concacaf Women U17 qualifiers first round. I want the final round, the qualifiers. All right. 3 groups of round robin competition will result in 3 group winners. And 1 best rank runners up. Okay, so I was right. The best rank runners up qualify. So 4 teams from our region actually go through. 4 teams from our region go through. So 4 teams. All right. For me to just flat out saying Jamaica can qualify, I think it's going to be very hard, because no, Jamaica, we have to take Mexico. Let me take out all of the top teams. So Mexico and United States comes out. Can we say that? I am going to say that. Let me pick my qualifiers. Let me pick, and then I can see what respectable position, what would be a respectable position for Jamaica and the other teams as well. All right, so let me move my group. So Group A, I think Group A, Dominica Republic looks solid. Nicaragua looks solid as well. El Salvador not so solid. But I think Canada wins this maybe easier than the other 2 teams, you know. Not because Canada is better than them, but I want to say Canada's group is slightly weaker. So I'm putting Canada first. Canada first. First, right? Then I'm going for Nicaragua to make second. Nicaragua to make second. I'm not sure if they're going to accumulate enough points to be the best second place, because I'm not sure if they are going to flat out better than Damrep, because Damrep is going to cause as much problems. So Nicaragua, El Salvador, Damrep. I'm not giving up on Damrep, and El Salvador. Oh God, sorry El Salvador, but I am putting Damrep in that mix. Of that position. So I'm going Canada first. Damrep, Nicaragua will fight out for second position. But I'm putting Nicaragua ahead of them. Africans gave Damrep second, so we're on the same bracket. All right, so that means if you're watching the game, you will be closer to what we're saying here. But I gave Nicaragua. They're not over Damrep, but that can easily flip. El Salvador sadly might come at the bottom, and I don't think the best second place will come out of this group, because I think they're going to share points, because all of them kind of close to each other, and the fact that Damrep and Nicaragua close to each other, it kind of scrape down the group. But the one team that will get full points and the maximum goal difference, you could easily see the goal difference goes out of disrespectful realm, and I would say a disrespectful realm here would consider to be plus 17 goal difference. I want to say I am going to put the goal difference here, because I am going to the top ilk of predictions now in the blood. I am going to the prediction Messiah. I know that people hate when I say that, the prediction God. I'm going to the prediction Messiah level. All right, so I am going plus 22 goal difference for Canada. Plus 22 goal difference for Canada. And I'm keeping my paper here, you know. So when it happens, the bad-minded dudes them, at my prediction Messiah, will have to turn up and give me some words. Alright, so I have that. So Nicaragua second. Africans fighting for the prediction Messiah third. Alright, so if Africans, I should have gone for Damrep. I should have gone for Damrep second, you know, because that's what I wanted. But the experience of maybe Nicaragua always being there, I said, let me give them the edge over Damrep. Alright, no, we are not at that level. I'll say 8 Africans. Last year I embarrassed you with your one team, you know. So I am telling you, plus 22. I'm giving them plus 22 Africans. Because you told me last year, oh, you know, 3 or 4, and goddamn, they dropped some 17 and some 55 love. I can't believe what I was watching. All right, Africans, so don't doubt the Canadians' spirit to overhaul these smaller teams. They will. So the next group now, United States. United States, Puerto Rico. That's going to be a good one. All right. 80 physicality looks solid. Bermuda, an okay, good passing team. And they're trying to play football the right way. All right. So United States plus 25. No. You know, let me drop the plus. Let me drop it down. Plus 17. Plus 17 for Canada. Plus 20. Plus 20 for United States. Plus 20 for United States. They're going to be maximum points. 9 points here. Woo! Puerto Rico. I got to give Puerto Rico second. I actually think that Puerto Rico have a chance to make the best second place, you know. Puerto Rico will get second in my eyeballs. Puerto Rico taking the second. And 80 coming third. And Bermuda coming last. So Bermuda coming last. Yes, Bermuda coming last. Yeah. Bermuda coming last. And plus 20 goals for United States. And then now Group C, which is the Jamaica group. Jesus Christ. Woo! People, you know that this is the channel of reality. You understand me? This is the channel of reality, you know? This is a channel of reality, people. And you know, once you go to Jamaica group, we have to put up our disclaimers, you know? Because what we're gonna say next, maybe Jamaicans don't like it because they don't like when I tell the truth. But tell me if I need to read the Jamaica group or I should wait until the games them close to be played. Alright? Let me know. But I think ladies football, I think is much more honest in Jamaica. I think it's the men's ego in Jamaica is the problem. So ladies football, we can go ahead and talk about football. Jamaica is not ready to compete at the club level because they are not buying top quality players like Canada, Mexico, and USA. Low income and quality players will not do it. That's what Jamrock says. Alright, so let me just roll off the rest so we can finish up our show. We're doing very good. 51 minutes and it's just flat out facts. Alright, love it. Alright, so people who are not giving me PR have been close to making the World Cup, but the game versus Haiti will be nice. Well, I picked them first, third, and second, you know, so I guess my Asian brothers, they have a good chance of making the World Cup. Alright, so Mexico, people. Woo, the group consists of Mexico, Panama, Costa Rica, and Jamaica. Oh, Lord. Woo! Woo! People, let me see. Where is the J. Seguna them and the Africans them? Can you guys let me know how this group is going to be finished? Oh God. Alright, so this group now, people, let me tell you how this group is going to finish. Oh God. Why they don't give me the damn... Alright. Okay, 2026. What am I looking for? Okay, I guess Championship Wikipedia. I'm trying to get the thingy, but yeah, whatever. Let me flip over. Alright, so this is how I'm going to go, people. Because I am, you know, others are a little bit afraid, you know, because they don't want their audience to beat them very bad. You know, they can't talk the truth, you know. Yes. But people, let me name it out here. Mexico, I think, will be runaway winners. I'm going with Panama is difficult. Costa Rica is difficult. I don't think Jamaica is going to be as hard for Mexico as those two. So I can see, I'm going to say Mexico advances plus 10. It can stretch to 20, you know, don't get me wrong, you know, it can stretch to 20, you know. But if it goes to 20, I am very sorry, people. It's Jamaica getting the most. Alright? Yes, I am very sorry. If it goes to plus 20, it's Jamaica going to get like a lot of goals scored on them, in my opinion. But I think I'm going to go with Mexico plus 10. Plus 10. Because I think that these teams are slightly better. And Jamaica is better than Bermuda in my eyes. Alright? So every team in Group C is slightly better. And on average, so that brings down the numbers. That brings down the numbers for Mexico. So plus 10 for Mexico. Second position now. Ooh! I wonder if... So you tell me that maybe Jamaica can play the same way and get something against Panama and Costa Rica? Oh Lord, I don't see it happening, Lord. I don't see it happening. I am going to go for Costa Rica to take the second position. Costa Rica take the second position. All right. Costa Rica takes the second position, and then we are going to have to give Panama the third position. All right. Panama. Alright, and then Jamaica finish in the fourth position. Alright, sorry about that, people, but it's a tight battle between third and fourth. So Jamaica and Panama can interchange. If others say so, I have no problem. But for me, I am going to pick Panama slightly ahead of Jamaica. So it takes the fourth position. Alright? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section on that. We have approached 55 minutes. Yes. Alright. So, yes, what I can do, because I said maximum 2 hours. So only 10-15 minutes I can do of the call-in. So if you want, you can call in on the topics that I saw people put topics in directly towards for the Reggae Boyz, because obviously most of you guys only watch the Reggae Boyz, which is kind of disappointing, I should say. You know, Speed said the games are for the staff to get a trial run with a real game, but only 2 of his 4 technical staff were at the Grenada game. Hopefully, all 4 make it this time. But JC never had to tell us that's the case, because we have been saying that before he even got the job, or once the job announced, we said that. You know, so. I think that was obvious, you know. Jamar said Jamaica is not ready to compete at club level. Okay, it's still the same. Alright, so we will finish it off right there. With the Martinique now, let me give you some information with the Martinique one, because I don't even think the Martinique squad. Let me get to Martinique squad now, normal Martinique squad, because they have 2 different squads, people. Alright, they have a squad that can cause problem for Jamaica, but I don't think... no, I think this game is going to be a close game, of course. What am I talking about? It's going to be a close game. It's going to be a close game, regardless of which team Martinique picks. They are a technical team. They are a technical team. Let me switch over to show you what they have done in football before. As you saw here, Guadeloupe, they defeated Guadeloupe, and you saw what Guadeloupe did to Jamaica as well. They lost 3-1 to Guatemala. You saw that Guatemala can beat Jamaica and those teams. They compete with all teams, but this is with their better teams. This is with their better teams, team players, alright? With their better players. So, but most of their players actually plays outside as well. So, let me look at some of these players which I think won't actually make it. Alright, so let me try and get it up here so you could get to see clubs. Alright, I think they are gonna have a significantly weaker team, but at the same time I still believe that the way they play football, I think Jamaica will find some difficulties. Do you agree with or disagree with the statement? 1 second. It's going to be a significantly weaker team than what we expect from Martinique's team, right? But at the same time, their football principle is still better than Jamaica's principle. The way they play football, and you know that Jamaica has challenges with teams that can hold on to the ball and move the ball. All right, and I think even their weaker team will be better than the average teams and like the Bermuda and those teams. I think that they will still be better than them. So with that said, it will draw down the quality to match with whatever team Jamaica pick from the JPL. Right. If not even better than the Jamaica JPL team. I don't know, but it's going to be, you will see a better movement from them. And then if the JPL team is better with a striker, the striker might score a goal, and that's about it. All right, so you said Jamaica is not ready to compete at the club level because they are not buying top quality players like Canada, Mexico, and United States. But you could say that United States, Mexico, and Canada actually brought up their players. They brought up the quality of the players them through, and then bought less. The problem is Jamaica can't develop quality players. Happy New Year, MP W94. How are you doing, man? Well, we have not done enough lives, and as I've said, I'm going to be focusing on the channels them for the next 2 weeks, so you're going to expect to see me a lot. So you will catch one of the lives. Don't worry yourself, and it's going to always be hard like this going forward. So the problem is Jamaica doesn't doesn't grow any quality. So that's the problem why the JPLM can't catch up to the Mexicos and the Canadas and the United States, because they're not developing quality players. You understand me? So I don't think Mexico, at least Mexico, I don't think Mexico is buying players to that ilk. I think they are creating more players than how they are buying players, almost 10-1. United States is still the same 10-1. United States is still the same 10-1, but what United States does is send down the younger players them to the USL, and then as soon as they flourish, they bring them back in the MLS. But it's still in America, so it's still 10-1. So they are producing talents at a 10-1 rate. So I wouldn't say that they are buying more players. They spend more money in development and believe in themselves and their education a lot more. That's what United States does, and that's what Mexico does. They believe in their education a lot more than anything else. The problem is Jamaica never had the education to develop anybody. You understand me? They are trying to get the qualification now. I don't know how long that's going to take for them to develop anybody, because we're still waiting for one talent to actually be developed that you can say is a seriously developed talent, you know. You know, to be honest, you know, we have not seen that from Jamaica, you know. Since Ricardo Gardner, you know. Since Ricardo Gardner, you know. Some would say Ricardo Fuller, but I still think that Ricardo Fuller was not a more educated footballer than Ricardo Gardner. I don't even think it was close. I don't like to start those wars, but I think the most developed player Jamaica had developed, or I want to say that Jamaica developed, or put it that René Simons developed then, would have to be Ricardo Gardner. And that was from what? 1996? From 1996, and we're in 2026 now. Good Lord. So people, from 1996, we have not developed a footballer that really comes out of Jamaica developed. From 1996. Leon Bailey was not developed in Jamaica at all. So that I'm not telling that story. Whisper is not a fully developed player, to be honest. And the Whisper's development never took place in Jamaica. I'm loving that when they're talking about him moving to Leicester now, you hear what they referred. What they referred when they said he's moving to Leicester. You never heard about Manning Cup scoring. You never heard about Phoenix. What they said, let me see if people listening know. What they talk about where he was developed. They said Chelsea and what? Let me see if people listening. They never mentioned Manning Cup or nothing in Jamaica. They mentioned two things where he was developed, and I still don't believe that he got the development like Leon Bailey. Because Leon Bailey, when he was 18, he has so much games under his belt, he was properly developed, in my opinion. All right, so Brookhouse and Chelsea. Brookhouse and Chelsea, that's what they mentioned. So when we're in Jamaica, talking about, oh, I told you that he was not developed in Jamaica. He spent 2 years at Brookhouse. He never played 2 years of football, no time in Jamaica. But you're so like funny. That's what I'm telling you. When I'm here and they say I'm a bad mind, Mr. Butler. So the people in bad mind, Mr. Butler now. You see, I love when I can come back and beat you guys, you know. Because you say I'm bad minded, Mr. Butler. And you realize all I was doing is just telling the truth from day one blood. The man was developing Brookhouse and definitely Chelsea. Aside from that, he never played any more football. The first game he played was a big man football was the Leicester City. In his entire time of football, the first big man game. So Brookhouse, what a one match day Warzone anyway, man. All right, Jay-Z, yes, Brookhouse, yes. And that was always omitted from his history coming up. Richie always talk about his time at Brookhouse, what he learned there, and him himself talked about how much he learned when he was at Brookhouse, you know. Them never say Harborview develop him. He usually play at Harborview. To be honest, I want to say he played more games at Harborview than anything he played for Phoenix. So it was Harborview and truly the Brookhouse time, and then really the Manning Cup after. And that's pretty much it. They are okay. Yeah, glad that you're okay. Yeah, so Jamaica have not really developed any talent from 1996 till now, until now, that can really truly go pace to pace with anybody in world football. And I want to say Ricardo Gardner was the last one in my opinion. If you guys have others, you can tell me, no, but for me, like the fundamentals, brother, Ricardo Gardner, I truly don't believe that people. I don't know why I have to come here every week and defend Ricardo Gardner. Ricardo Gardner was very good at football in blood. Very good at football. I don't know if it's because football was lower at the time in England, because in England at that time was physical football, and you have Arsenal trying to implement more protein football. So pretty much less bar, less drinking, and less long football, more technical stamina football. Give Arsenal that. Big up to Arsenal and Arsene Wenger. I want to say Arsene Wenger, not really Arsenal. Arsene Wenger. Arsene Wenger really brought that in. Alright? No, Ricardo Fuller was good, but I don't think Ricardo Fuller was as educated on football as Ricardo Gardner. I heard people marveled over Ricardo Gardner's education of football. I heard people marvel about Ricardo Fuller's natural gift to play football. It's a slight different, you know. Like, oh, natural skill and he can plot over a ball and score a good goal and stuff. But Ricardo Gardner was known to help the system go further and further. Like, he can add something. I don't see Jamaican footballers going anywhere and they can add something to the engine room. Ricardo Gardner was the last player. You had Andy Williams and those guys that did it in the MLS, and I want to say that they were solid, but I want to tell you that Ricardo Gardner was on a different tier, and I wish he had an opportunity to play today for people to see how good he was. Teddy Johnson, a skilled striker, tend to caught the eyes of viewers more. Yes. But if you go back and hear what they talk about Ricardo Gardner, man, believe me, man, maybe it's showing my age, you know? Maybe it's showing my age, but that dude was good, man. That dude was good. I heard the JJ Akacha talk about him and saying that he was a natural reader of the game. So that's one of the only players I've ever heard people talk about education. Education is the only player I've ever heard. Peter Cargill was the next player. I heard people talk about education, but it's people in Jamaica talk about how educated he was in football. But the only player that I've ever seen came out of Jamaica national team that played football internationally at a high level was Ricardo Gardner. That they talk about education, like how bright he was on a football field. It's the only player I've ever heard. I have never heard a player after that. And before that, that's the only player I have ever heard in life that they said is a very educated footballer. People, Ricardo Gardner was linked to even Real Madrid, you know, in the time when Real Madrid was like movies. You understand me? Yes, so somebody put it, Real Madrid, yes, he was linked to Real Madrid. I think you might see him Rasta, him fancy Rasta today. I think that he's a fake Rasta, but maybe he's a fake Rasta. But one thing I can tell you, he was very good at football. All right? Yes. John Rock said, Demar Phillips, I've never heard. The problem is maybe they never played at the ilk and get the hype as him. But he was the only one I heard. I heard people talk about Andy Williams' brilliance and reading game. So Andy Williams was at the MLS level and stuff. But that is at the English Premier level, going to the highest level of world football. Imagine you playing left back. Left back and Roberto Carlos. So, that's him and Roberto Carlos, you know. Oh my God. I'm wondering if people that listen to it, Roberto Carlos might be one of the greatest fullbacks to ever play football. That man bend the laws of physics to kick football. And at that time, obviously Ashley Cole, you had Ashley Cole, also from Arsenal, but he left and went to Chelsea because he thought that he would have won more at Chelsea. People, this is just me being old. I'm not fighting against Arsenal because I know you guys like to change it around to say I'm fighting against Arsenal blood. Alright? I'm just old and have history. So let me talk about Ricardo Gardner. And I'm very sorry because Arsenal is a team. So I have to talk about them. Alright? Because I know you guys behave. You know? Anytime I mention Arsenal, you guys are upset. Ashley Cole left Arsenal. Either he wanted more money and also more trophy because at the time Chelsea looked like they were going in a different direction. Maybe not more educational because I don't think nobody surpassed Arsene Wenger until Pep Guardiola. You understand me? So he went over there because he wanted more money and maybe the swagger was a little bit more on the Chelsea side because he had a lot more swaggerific footballers and he have a lot more students at Arsenal, which is fair because I would have always chosen the students more than the swaggerific footballers at Chelsea. You understand me? Yes, but he went over there and it was because he made that move. The only person else they were looking at was actually Ricardo Gardner at the time. You see, because Ashley Cole was the first option and then Ricardo Gardner right behind that. I have never heard a next Jamaican player being rated so highly, including Leon Bailey and everybody. So that's why when people talking about Ricardo Gardner, comparative to Leon Bailey, I'm saying maybe because you're not old enough. At one point, Gardner was top 3 left back in the Premier League. Yes, because at that point he was close to top 2, you know, because they wanted him to go directly because they couldn't get Cole at the time. Louston Shelton. Yeah, man, Louston Shelton was solid. If you have ambition for win things in football, you can't stay at Arsenal. I never said that. Oh my God. You see, this is how Arsenal fight starts in the chat, you know. The chat does make up stories, then I read it out, then you have all of this Arsenal superstar supporters, them just appear from everywhere. They weren't here commenting, you know, and look how they're gonna appear. So hold on. Float management the other day before the game here, you know, talking all sorts of things and pull up its calculator and float management said by next 2 weeks you're gonna hear Arsenal crying again. After float management said so, you know. Arsenal pick up 2 points out of possible 6, you know, and then they have the toughest task out of the actual 4 games that they have to play, you know. So, boy, oh boy, you know. Drogba said Wenger was the reason for him to destroy Arsenal to all the time because Wenger said he's not ready after his first game against Chelsea. Fuller used to haunt and batter Arsenal. But JD, the guy told no lies. If you want anything, you can't stay at Arsenal. But tell you what, they're doing good in football, so we have to respect. In history, Arsenal have not been so... As what I was speaking to a friend the other day, and I said, you know that in history, Arsenal have never been the dominant team in England. Like in history, they have always been more of the tag-along team. Like they won something that this year, and then they won one thing this year, and then two things miraculously 1 year, and then go back to none for 4 years. Then won something again. So they're always a tag-along team. So always Liverpool, Manchester United, then Chelsea came along, then Manchester City came in. And then, so Arsenal have never gotten the chance to just be the top team. So maybe this is the first spell in his history. In Arsenal's history, they're going to have an opportunity to be the top team, that they can just win everything. That they can just win everything. They truly are, they're participating in everything. But let's see if they can win any one of them. Because at this point, it looks like they're going to clash with Manchester City in almost everything. I think it's just God. I think it's just God putting them up against Manchester City in everything. Because if all of them win every game, they're going to win. They're going to be in everything. All right? Oh, God. So the first phone call I'm getting is when I'm talking about something that has nothing to do with my show. Hello, good afternoon. Who is this? Is this Arsenal AFTV, AFC, London, Trinidad, America? Andre, how are you doing?
Good morning, sir. How are you doing?
Well, I'm here. I was picking up for Arsenal, so I'm surprised that you call me picking up for Arsenal. You know, I thought you were going to call and tell me thanks.
Well, no. You're framing it like you're picking up for Arsenal, but I'm listening to you carefully. And there's so many things that get mentioned in the chat that you ignore, but you don't miss a chance to talk about Arsenal. Not one opportunity. Arsenal is living rent-free in your head. I think you're afraid of Arsenal. And when you say that Arsenal is in everything, and let's see if they're going to win one, that's so disrespectful that I had to call, because I have to defend the team.
So did I say anything wrong? Because I catch something that you conveniently left out. I said Manchester City is in their way for all trophies, the Champions League, because they are in the same bracket, the actual FA Cup and the EFL Cup. One they're already in the finals, and the next one they're on the same bracket again. So in order to make the finals of everything plus the Premier League, they have to beat Manchester City in everything if they go and meet them. That's all I'm saying.
There's a very good chance that Arsenal could have to beat Manchester City 3 times this season to win 3 trophies.
Yes,
right? At least 3 trophies, and that's not impossible. That's highly possible.
That's highly possible and not impossible. Fear.
Well, what is happening is I think we fail to realize that Arsenal at the moment is on top of the table. Those are points on the board.
Yes, that is true.
Right?
Yes.
So City, although they have a game in hand, have to earn those points to get there.
Yes, and they are playing a team that beats Arsenal always, which is Newcastle.
Right.
So they can beat City as well too. They can beat City because they beat City always.
I don't see any reason for Arsenal fans to panic. I'm certainly not panicking. Okay, but
Andre, you're public now. You're public, Andre. Live on Imaxit. Football. Are you saying that nobody should panic? Nobody should panic. You don't see anything in the football game for you to panic. So fan base, let me know if you're agreeing with Andre or you're saying it's foolishness Andre going on with and overconfidence.
Okay, so hold on a minute. There are fans, and fans respond differently to football.
All right.
Other people.
All right.
I don't watch football as a fan. I watch football.
All right.
And as I was taking place, and yesterday was not good, but I listened to the manager after.
Okay.
And the manager seems as though he is in the right mindset to take care of the situation.
Okay.
Until Arsenal drop into second place, I would not say that Arsenal can't win the league.
So they have to come off the top.
Yes, because you're top.
Okay.
And these guys have been paid. The manager has to be relentless right about now. He has to be relentless. Okay, he has to pick the team that could win him the football matches.
Okay. And you see him. You see him doing that so far? Like, Are you?
He's done it at times, and like yesterday, he made some mistakes. He took people off the pitch that I think should have stayed on the pitch. I think Madueke should not have been taken off yesterday. I think he's solid, he's resilient, and he poses a problem to defenders that some of our other wingers don't, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, Arsenal is on top of the league at the moment by 5 points.
All right, thank you very much, sir.
Right, so
yeah.
so I would like you and all the haters to lay off a little bit. I know you want to win the league bad. I know you'd love to come from behind and win the league, but at the end of the day, Arteta song as though he's not losing it, as though he's still in the
But Andre, you realize that this is the greatest team to come from behind and win the league. Andre, you realize it's not 1, 2, or 3 times they have done so. You realize that?
Okay. Yes. No,
so
when you look at the points different at this time of the season, points earned between both teams in previous seasons, probably going all the way back to 22-23 season, City have earned more points. And those are fact, but those are also things in the past.
All right, in the past, all right.
So we got to look at in this moment going forward.
All right, no problem. So going forward, so let me just ask you a question. So if City beats Newcastle and Arsenal don't beat Tottenham, are you going to change your belief? Are you going to still say you have to pass them in the whole points total?
Now, this is about understanding, not belief. I'm saying that City have to go on top of the league. That's when City is in a position to win the league, and I think that's logical.
All right.
You can't. Do you not think that is fair?
No, it's not fair. Said that they have to, because remember the reason why they might not go on top of the league above you, Andre, is solely because they're gonna have a game in hand for the rest of the entire season until the last 3 games. So they might be 1 point behind you and still have the game in hand, and you're gonna come here and tell me with your rocket science liar type of reasoning, oh, you have to pass them. But they have they have Wolves, and I'm just gonna use a hypothetical situation. They have Wolves to play. And you are telling me that they can't win points when they win points every time in history under pressure. And you're telling me that they can't make a point because they're leading in goal difference as well. And I can't take that, Andre. I think sometimes.
Hear what I'm telling you. I am telling you that, and you would agree if you think about it. City have to go on top of the table to win the league at some point.
Yes, that has to happen, Andre. But I showed you a situation that they can be 1 point behind Arsenal and have a game in hand, but they have not played the game as yet. So you can't just say, oh, I have to see them go in front of Arsenal before I give them the award to say that they are going to be the champions. No, if they have a game in hand and it's 75 to 76 and they have to play West Ham, believe me, Andre, before that game play, may I give City the trophy. Because City look at the team that will get the trophy and Arsenal look at the team will falter. Come on, Andre, man.
But they would have to win that game.
Yes, of course, that is true.
Right. And the game have to be played.
Okay, but I'm telling you that, Andre, what everybody trying to tell you here, if the game have to be played, even as rubbish Manchester City is, they will pick on Manchester City to win the game over Arsenal when it's pressure time. When it's pressure time, that's
trying to do. Hear what you all trying to do. You're all trying to beat anybody that supports Arsenal into the ground to stop supporting Arsenal to give you a chance. Arsenal is on top of the league at the moment. Has been there for a very long time, and there's no reason right now. Yesterday was bad. We acknowledge that. But there's no reason right now.
So Andre, the Brentford game wasn't bad. Because the Brentford game was worse than yesterday, you know?
No, Brentford, the result in the Brentford the expectation was that game would have been tough.
Okay,
That's a tough game.
Because Brentford was better than Arsenal in that game, so the performance was worse. So how can you have so much confidence when the performances kept getting worse, Andre? I'm trying to reason with it as a bridge, you know.
No,
and I can't.
But I'm not buying into the idea of giving up on Arsenal in this moment. I think Arsenal still have a very, very good chance of winning the league.
Of course, they are at the top, so they have a very good chance. Nobody said they don't have any chance, Andre, but they are saying that.
Why are you trying to convince me?
I am trying to convince you, say, don't bet your house or your car on it, because you're going to lose. That's what I'm trying to tell you. All right?
There's no emotion here. I know you and many more millions would like to see Arsenal fall. I have a friend that texts me an elephant falling from the sky. Every time Arsenal falls, I watch.
All right, so people, big game.
Get it together this weekend.
People who want to see me do the games for the rest of the year, I come out and do every game live and tell Andre to come on. If Jason Gooname want to come on and join me. If you don't want to take up that, if you don't sign the contract, no, me do the rest of the season. Live. Alright? Because Andre and he's over. Yo, I don't know what kind of juice Arsenal selling, man, but yo.
So what I think Truth don't understanding the conversation, so he's having a hard time understanding the conversation. What I'm saying to you, JD, is that Arsenal is on top of the league. That's a fact. Nothing that I'm saying is not factual.
Okay, Andre.
Arsenal is on top of the league.
Yes, okay.
And the games before Arsenal right now, they have to win them.
Let me name out the games ahead of Arsenal so you can understand.
Okay.
Alright, so the games ahead of Arsenal.
I understand the games.
I understand the games. So can you let me tell you? Or you don't want to hear again? Alright, so because we're not talking behind the scenes, we're talking in front. We have to let the people know. So Arsenal has Tottenham next. Then they have Chelsea. Every game Chelsea played Arsenal this year, Chelsea's better than Arsenal. Every single game I've watched, everyone, including the last one that they won with the last counter-attack. Chelsea pretty much beat the brakes off Arsenal, even with 10 players. So how can I tell you that Chelsea is going to lose to Arsenal for the third time running? No, not the third time, because they draw the next game and the 10-man save Arsenal.
Hey, make it up story. Here you go, make it up story.
Yeah, I'm correcting myself to say that they had a draw. So because they are so good, it doesn't even matter how much amount of... They could have 9 players. They feel like they can beat Arsenal. Arsenal... People think that Arsenal can be touched, blood. No, did they? But they believe that Arsenal can be touched. I am telling you, every team believe Arsenal's soft. All right? Yes. So Andre, let me finish.
Let's have a little agreement. Let's have an agreement. If Arsenal win the league,
yeah.
Right, for 5 shows after that, you'll start your show by apologizing.
So what am I apologizing for, Andre? You have just said the stated facts. You just said the stated facts, and I've only stated facts about the history of Manchester City and the league before, and the Arsenal's history. So if I've only stated facts, what I need to apologize for?
Let me tell you, part of what you're saying right now, you're predicting what will happen in the games that Arsenal have coming. You're saying Arsenal will drop points in those games. Andre, before you go and slaughter me for the next 2 minutes, didn't I tell you that Arsenal have 4 games to play, and I don't think they're gonna win any one of the 4 games them. And they played 2 so far. And did they win any one of the 2 they played so far? And those are the easiest out of the 2 they played so far. Didn't I tell you that they're not winning none of the 2 before? So you're saying Arsenal is not winning on Sunday?
No, and they're not winning again against Chelsea either. I don't know if they're going to lose the games, but they're not going to win it.
If Arsenal doesn't win on Sunday...
Yes.
I will agree with you.
You're gonna come out and give me my flowers.
Okay, hold on a minute. But would you agree? Would you agree to apologize for 5 straight shows after Arsenal wins it?
Oh my God! 5 straight shows. People let me know if I have to come on and just apologize for things that I've not done. All right, you know what? I'm gonna come out and say, I'm gonna make a video and make it as my intro, and then you have to play it for every start because I'm not gonna remember the word for word. All right, so I'm gonna play it for 5 shows.
Hold
yes.
Hold on a minute. Who's Jason calling deluded there?
I don't know who Jason talking to. Jason talking to himself, and you are talking to me. So,
okay, all right.
So,
keep it out with this.
so, all right. I never knew Andre was a man that likes to embarrass himself. You see, Andre, I'm telling you, you're gonna lose your reputation of the great developer of seeing football the right way, you know, just because of Arsenal.
What am I seeing wrong? Tell me what am I seeing wrong?
You are making it seem you're putting too much stocks in Arsenal, Andre. Arsenal have not done anything in Arsenal have not done anything in history for you to have this level of confidence in Arsenal.
Because you are trying to connect the past to now. I'm dealing with now and going forward. And right now, Arsenal is on top of the league in this moment. Is that true? No, that's a fact, right?
All right, Andre. I will take up your apologies. I don't know what I'm apologizing for, but I will make a repetitive video, a repetitive short 30-second that I put there. I did doubt it, Arsenal, and clearly I was wrong. And Arsenal did won, and I'm not going to put any buts. And then I stop it right there and just cut it off. And 5 videos I'm going to play it back to back. Okay, Andre?
No, you have to do it live.
I am going to do it.
Look, JD, the road to greatness is never smooth, right?
All right.
Right? There are always obstacles, and right now Arsenal is facing some of those obstacles.
So
they have to deal with.
All right, Andre. Sorry to cut you, but all right, Andre. So who you picking? Jamaica or Congo?
For what?
To go to the World Cup.
That's a different discussion.
My God, it's football, and one have no reputation of doing nothing at all. But they have a good squad, which is Jamaica. They have a decent set of players.
I know that's very good. I know that's a trick question. They're trying to scam me.
The man said I'm trying to scam him. Oh my God. Yes, sir. Oh my God. Yo. See you there.
I know where that question is. That question is loaded.
Oh my God, the man said, Mitch, I'm trying to scam him, blood.
You're trying to play lawyer here for me. Don't worry.
All right.
Unless, when Arsenal drop off, Arsenal still have a very good chance of winning this league. I'm not giving...
Andre, the man him say, please answer, you know, or you don't think it... Are you disrespecting Jamaica and Congo to say that they are not on the level of Arsenal?
I never have and never will disrespect Jamaica, but what?
No, and Congo, because you're making it seems like Congo and Arsenal, Congo and Jamaica can't be in a conversation of City and Arsenal, which I actually don't believe so. But I am the one asking the question, so I am not answering nothing.
They could be in the conversation, but it'll be a different conversation.
Okay, all right. Take it.
Conversation.
All right.
You know what? You have to stop beating up on Arsenal.
All right, Andre. All right.
I heard AFTV yesterday. I heard them behave in a way that was difficult to understand. Getting emotional about football. At the end of the day, we can't affect what the players do. But I don't think that's where they needed to be at the moment. I still think they need to support the team and give the team a chance because they'll be making it easy for City. They'll be playing right up your alley. What you want to see Arsenal fall and City win the league. for you to talk trash for the next 12 months.
Boy, Andre, I think after 15 years we're gonna debate again, you know. So you better win it this year, as what I've just said to you. You have no other chance to win it no other year because Liverpool won't be bad next year, and Arsenal and City would have won it in the worst performing year of City's entire 15 years. So you know that you have no other chance, no other time, because these players are going to be familiar with the grounds. We're going to get more centre backs. We are going to get more midfielders, and you never may know. Haaland might start play tiki-taka football next year, which I don't think will happen either. But
yes, I would not believe that. And I
yes,
think you liked it. Would come good to look. But that, what you just shared there, Arsenal knows that. The manager knows that.
yes.
The players know that. So that's not a secret. That's not a secret, and I think they're gonna deliver.
All right.
The manager just needs to be ruthless.
All
He needs
right.
to be ruthless and pick the players that can win him the game.
All right, so take your time. Let me take the next call because you know that Arsenal topic come up, so people will try to call in and give you your take. All right?
All right, take care.
Yeah. All right, so people, that was the great Andre, Fortune AFC, Trinidad, America, London Street. You know, because the Arsenal fans have a different level of support for Arsenal. And I'm telling them, man, and everybody hate Arsenal according to almost every Arsenal fan. Because I have Arsenal fans that really look at it and say, no, it's because of how Arsenal behave as to what they have won. Because believe me, Arsenal believe that they have performed better than City in the last 15 years. You understand me? And it doesn't really make any, you know, yeah, that's the thing. Hello, Jay Saguna, AFC, London Street, Jamaica. How are you doing, America? Yes, all the Arsenal fans have to get all of their Arsenal title, which is AFC, London Street, you know, because you guys are leading the league now. Yeah, so what you want to say about, you call in the Arsenal time, so you don't want to talk about any other topic more than Arsenal.
Yeah, well, we're going to start with the Arsenal, because I'm going to say what we're talking about, right? So, what I don't understand, right, is a lot of times, and you have said this to me about Jamaica when I analyze Jamaica, right? That I have all this sense, and then when I start to talk about Jamaica, I have no sense. And I feel that way about what I was hearing from Andre a while ago. Because in any other time when we're talking about football, hello?
No, you're speaking, so I'm just listening.
Okay. If in any other time when we're talking about football, I hear Andre, telling us about what may have happened in the past. You know, he has a lot of knowledge about all kind of things, very analytical. But when it comes to Arsenal now, he wants us to throw our hands out the window and just support the team, believe in the team. Right? I'm an Arsenal fan, so I will always be cheering for us. But what I won't do is ignore the right thing that's on the wall. Because instead we're facing obstacles right now, that is true. But these obstacles, most of them are self-made. And the reason why I say that is, I have this humongous squad. Everybody said, and including me, what's going to be different this year is that we have a squad. So if we have the injuries, we won't have too many issues. We can plug and play. What I didn't account for was that even though we have a squad, Arteta still is going to have his favorites. And he doesn't utilize the squad. Case in point, Andre brought it up just now. Saka is just coming back from injury, as he has been prone to doing the last couple of years, always coming back from injury, right?
Mm-hmm.
By the way, if he has been fit, don't remember him coming up from an injury lately. He has played way less minutes over the course of the season. And we're 2-0 up. Not playing the best, you want to make a change. Why are you taking off Madueke? He's the freshest player on the field out of all the attackers. Why are you taking him off for 55 minutes? For what? To leave Saka on the pitch just have to come off later because he break down. And he does this constantly with the team, bro. Constantly. So when Andre says we're gonna get the league won because Arteta just needs to be ruthless. We need to be ruthless, pick the right players, get them on the field. What in the history of Arteta's management would lend you to think that he's going to get all those decisions correct.
No, because he said when he listened to his press conference after, it looks like maybe he finally realized that he has to make those decisions. But as you said, there is not, because he had said that as well. Say based on his press conference, what he said, clearly he was more upset and decided that he might not have any favorites if he's going to have to win this, because he's going to get fired.
Okay.
You understand me? So maybe what to come he's looking at. So we have to wait and see if what he said in the press conference will match on the field.
You know what I will tell you? If there's one thing that Arteta does as good as any other manager that I've ever heard, for the most part, is speak in press conferences. So even in the faults that he's had over the years, if you look at his press conferences, and we're just to go by that, you would still have some confidence that we might do something, because he's always spoken well in the press conferences. Always. So I'm not going to hang my hat on a press conference quote when I have seen proof in the pudding for a long time now.
Okay. So pretty much you're saying that they have to go there and beat Tottenham for the pressure not to pile on them.
The problem is, JD, I think always going to come a moment in the season where we need to do something and we won't be able to. So even if we win these next 2 games, right, and we have another lead of 7 points, whatever it is, we're still going to come to those points in the season where we need to do something. And I don't have the confidence that we will do it. I don't.
So based off what you're saying then, you think that Arsenal has another hiccup left in them?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Because even if you look at yesterday's game, Wolves probably did the most they could possibly do in the game, right? And didn't do much. I think the expected goals was like 2 something, whatever.
Yeah.
But regardless of that, in the 94th minute, what is meant to be 2 of our most solid players, David Raya and Gabriel, just, dood up themselves in the middle of the game, or the end of the game, and give a goal away. And those things tend to happen too frequently for me. It's like a symptom. It's like some kind of mental block or something. I don't know. But it doesn't make sense. Too many times our players go out of character in those moments.
So pretty much, but I can't even ask that, because I would say if City win all of the games then from now to the rest of the season, they're going to be champion. But yes, they are going to, because that would include beating Arsenal as well, and that would have gotten 6 points. So I can't even ask that question. Boy, I don't even know. I can't even ask that question, which would have been a valid question. But alright, so omit Arsenal versus City game. Who you see picking up more points going to the end from this point? City picking up more points.
Absolutely.
But
because the weaknesses that I thought would keep us in the lead, they're addressed in January.
Okay. Alright, damn.
That their defense ain't gonna hold up, right? They have pretty much dealt with that. Just adding Gagey and then getting Diaz back. It's like boom. I mean, yeah, they're gonna have the hiccups because they haven't been together forever. But at the same time, when they have those hiccup games, guess what? City score 4 goals and they win.
Yeah. But you have a good point, because look, City conceded 24 goals now, which is a lot, But Arsenal conceded 20 goals now,
Yep, all that talk about breaking the record and all of that.
Yeah, you conceded 20 goals already and you still have 11 more games to go. Damn.
And the thing is, JD, when you really analyze and break down the numbers, we have conceded more goals than we should based on the XG we're having. So that simply means we still have that, as I said, the moment in us where we just give a team a goal, that will start to happen more frequently. That's why we're going from, I think it took like double the time to get 10 goals conceded as it did to get to 20. And that trend will probably continue as the pressure ramps up.
Okay. I see where you're coming from. Well, it's...
So for us to like act like me having this point of view is only based on the seasons prior, would be a fallacy. Because everything that has happened in the seasons prior is happening right now. So how am I to look at it any differently?
Well, I was trying to look at it from that point, but obviously, if you are having an argument, people pick different sides to support their argument. So if the past doesn't support the argument, more likely you have to only look at the future and your present position, which your present position they are still at the top of the league, and because Manchester City has to play Newcastle. But if we look at the recent results against Manchester City and Newcastle, Manchester City have won the last 2 outings. They did last one, but they still won the 2 last outings. So that could give them some level of confidence to say that, okay, we can take it against them, you know. So yeah. So I kind of have to side with you on. But I still understand the difficulties. The difficulty of playing Newcastle, because Newcastle can beat any team on any given day. Yeah.
If you're looking up, we City in this whole time, 7 games played and we win 2, and we draw 4 and we lose 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
City has dropped points in that time as well.
Yes. A lot of points.
I'm just saying, exactly. So I am saying, regardless of what City does, even if they don't have a run like the seasons past, we seem to always find a way to keep it.
Yeah, so pretty much if City get 8 wins out of 11, you still believe that they are going to be the champions?
Brother, whatever it takes for us to not win, is like we're trying to do.
Oh my God! All right. That Wolves result, Africans, you have done the greatest thing. The Wolves result broke the whole Arsenal fan base. Because it's not you alone, son. So it's everybody.
For me personally, it was from the Brentford game.
Oh, Brentford game.
It wasn't even the result.
It was the performance. Okay.
Yes, man.
Because remember, I want a boy named Igor.
We've been doing that a lot this season,
And got away with it, yeah.
It's calling us set piece FC and own goal FC and blah blah blah. And people were saying at the time, yo, we need to stop scoring these set pieces, when we're looking so good, And if I want you to look on in these 7 games that we drop all these points, how much set piece goal will actually score.
Yeah, that is a fact. That's a fact.
Those people know where Arsenal fans did a troll and I say, yo, so what's the problem with scoring set pieces? It's a part of the game, and yeah, but if you're scoring the set pieces, you want to know that you can score and create chances from.
Yes. Because team will try to stop you from getting a set piece now when they know that that's what they're looking for, you know. So you have to always mix up things, and I've always fought against that set piece thing, you know. Like I'm saying, bro, if you heavily rely on a set piece, you don't think that people will stop it. And then you know what? I saw every 25 minutes of all last games, Arsenal barely getting set pieces. You know? People rather take the shots, and sometimes Arsenal is trying to not take the shot. Andre, Jason, I've seen this 6 times for Arsenal. You can go back in all of the moments them. I saw Saka trying to kick the ball on a man's leg to get the set piece rather than cross the ball. I don't know if you see it as well, you know. So that means Arsenal is trying to get set pieces than actually trying to score, literally.
Yeah, because, and here's the thing, right? What Arsenal fails to understand sometimes, right? If you attempt the shot and you take a good shot, the outcome can even still be a set piece. So you don't take the shot away, brother. I'm muffin upset. You want to tell them how you feel?
Yes, shoot. It's true, man. Sometimes I believe that they're heavily reliant on it. Obviously, maybe they have give them credit. They have mastered the art of scoring the set pieces because they are doing it more than anybody else.
They're good at them, and that's great.
But you have forwards on the field. You have forwards on the field, and they want the ball to score. So give. Yeah, that is right. That's a good point, Jason. That's a good point about the set pieces. They have, in order to win the league from this point, I think they have to bring out something more because teams are designed to play against them. Because what they're doing now is just block until 65 minutes. And once Arsenal is at 3-0 up, there's no God way they are going to come off that field with a victory. Yeah, that's how the teams are doing them now, you know. So they are stopping them from playing for 65 minutes. So you have to add something to your team that you had 2 years ago, because I thought that Arsenal had it 2 years ago to break down teams. They don't have it anymore. It's just this long ball or the set piece.
The problem is he has fallen in love with this idea of like control, right? And it's to the point now where the players are almost suffocated. Like there's no ingenuity. It's so predictable how we play. It is so predictable. We do the same thing over and over and over and over and over in the game. It's getting to the point now where the games are literally not entertaining.
Yeah, no, well, they said I was bad-minded, so look like you're bad-minded Arsenal, Jason. But you know why I can't say you're bad-minded Arsenal? No, why I can't, Jason, why I can't say you're bad-minded Arsenal? I know you're an Arsenal fan, but it's everybody saying so. And everybody seeing it. People in the stadium saying it. Everybody saying it. So, Nitro...
No, there's still a few fans that believe, quite remarkably, that you cannot support a team and still point out the flaws of the team.
Okay, well, I don't know what I do on YouTube.
How many times people say we are bad mind, or you are bad mind more specifically, because you just try to break down the game.
Yes, that's what I said. That's what I do on YouTube. Being bad-minded, because I want to come and break down games. I see what I saw, and I'm just going to talk on it. I say what I saw, and I'm just going to talk on it. And that's my job. And pretty much everyone on YouTube that's following Arsenal, that's their job, because people expected them to go to the stadium and come and tell them what they saw.
And come and report, right?
So the man them can't come and tell us them see switchbuckling football when them know the man where them report to watch the game on the TV. So them an idiot, them know what they see them. You have to come and convince them. So I agree with you on that, man. But it's just because I understand why like people like Auberge and Andre. I think that Andre them know that a lot of people don't want Arsenal to win. That is true. But I think that you can't just dismiss the people that don't want Arsenal to win and say that their vision is blinded in what they're seeing. So you know, that's all I'm going to say.
Even if you want to go this, you know, and me know in my heart, I want Arsenal to win.
Yes,
so
yes.
How me actually?
That's why I said we have to just know that yes, you have haters. You can call me one of the haters, but I still know football, and I am still looking at what's taking place, and I would like them to correct these things. That's all I'm saying. I'm not going to talk about Arsenal after today, you know, because he take up all of my show. You know?
Don't say that, because it's going to get talking about, because we force people to talk about us with the madness that we do.
No, but through them always bad mind. Jason, you don't, you know, this video that I've done, everything that I've said before will not be the talk of my cell phone after I finish this video. The stress that I'm going to have is solely based on Arsenal. 6 messages same time and 2 phone calls. So you are correct, but you are bad mind. Oh my God!
I would say it's alright. Nitro is alright. I would say this though. Look, I want Arsenal to win, so I would love for them to prove me wrong. Even though I don't think they're gonna do it, because I think mentally there's a block there. Like when the pressure gets a certain point, they don't even look the same. Like they don't. And to be honest, this season a lot of the times, I don't know what the block is in the Premier League, but in the Champions League and the other games, they look like a different team. So there's some kind of mental block with this Premier League team and how everything is set up. And then one other thing I'll say is this. We have people out right now, right? But we have a big squad, and we have players there still capable to do the job.
Mm-hmm.
But the players that are there now and they want to turn to, guess what? This man don't rate them from day one. So now he's going to turn and look at Madueke and say, Madueke, take me to the title. But when everybody was playing, you can't get a game. He said, please, take me to the title, save me. But when everyone is here,
so you damage the people, mentals. Yeah, that's true. That's bad.
How would Eze and Madueke be ready to do anything based on how you use them so far? You don't even play them, bro. And now you have to depend on them now. Because you decide say 1 year you need to go on loan because he's not playing. Wouldn't you love to be able to put on one ear yesterday in the damn game?
Okay, all right. Jason stops himself. He might get fired if him don't win the Premier League. Him better win the Champions League or something else when he can scam himself in a job after this year. Because if him fail in the Premier League, you know, and not win the Champions League, you may think them a fire him, you know. Because the fans, them are going to bully them in a road, are going to black, you know. My God, oh God, land are going to burn up.
If the club's serious about like not making a straight up madness go on in the stadium next year,
yes.
I think the only thing that can save him is either the Champions League or the Premier League. And if he don't get one of those two, he'll have to do the cup double then.
Yes, I don't even think the cup double are gonna save him. And yeah, maybe it can save him because he may have to beat Manchester City. Yeah, maybe because he might have to beat Manchester City for win one. So yes, maybe you're right there, but I don't think it's gonna save him. Just you see, like you're stressed out, brother. May have content for days. The whole of last night, every time I wake up, I just watch Arsenal. The whole is stressed out.
How me sound today calm compared to some of the things.
Oh my God! You know, oh my God! All heart Teta out. You see on. That's a Jamaican. That's a Jamaican.
No say man. No say you must definitely make a video. And the brother with the father and son will watch the game. And the father and son will war each other.
Yeah. Me go watch that. Me missed the one there. You know? Me missed the one.
Yeah, man. See, Marsh Thomas said, Razor, you need to find Arteta again.
All right, big boss, take your time. My people, I'm gonna come back tomorrow and we're gonna do the U20s and all of those things. I'm gonna try and get more people on the panel. And people from, I'm gonna try and see what we can cook up. If it can't work tomorrow, it's gonna be Saturday. All right, so just bear with me. I'm trying to get the information out there. All right, yes. So Jason, respect again. May I have to run? Yeah. Because I'm gonna try mash up something for kid. Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, start out myself. I'm gonna do some content. So.
All right. So Jason doing some content. People, you can go and support his channel. All right. Yeah. Cool. All right, people. Yes, they know that I'm the legendary 8 of Arsenal, but Nitro will be calling in tomorrow. Nitro, love that. Nitro, love that. Big up yourself, Nitro. Hope all is well with you and the family. Yeah, man. And people, thanks for the continuous support on the platform. Big up yourself before the game. Before the game, people, is a very much cerebral person. All right? Don't let the Arsenal cuckoo juice that cover his Bible fool you. All right, that man is very good at football. All right, yes, it's the level of Obia Isle that Arsenal works on their fan base, because I have all the cerebral persons them just desperate for Arsenal to get over the line, and they know what is they know what to say, but they just don't want to say it, you know. Yes, so people, take your time. I'm going to make some smoothie for me and the kid, and then I'm going to prepare dinner as well. I don't know what you want as yet, but I have to do my chef daily thingy. Yeah, you know, yes. But big up Arsenal. I'm hoping that they try their best, because when they try their best, it makes more entertainment, and it's all for the fans. So Arteta, stop taking the football for yourself. It's for the fans. Go send the player them out there to express themselves. Players them playing too cagey and they just cower away. Anytime 5 minutes left on football, they are just gonna just wither away, you know. I'm not gonna burn up the food. I did have stew peas, yeah, I did mash up stew peas. So I mashed up everything on the structural basis of the food lineage. Yes, so every day I've been mashing up the food, people. All right, yeah. So big up the mans in the building. Let me big up all the mans in the building. Where them at? So we have before the game, Jason, Imaxit, Chuta, Nitro, Drumrock, Africans, Drew Ross, you know, in the building. All right. Who else we miss? We have our virgin here. Match day. Warzone. What kind of name is that, man? Match day. El Mexi in the building. Alright, before the game get a piece of beaten. 876 Drum Rock. And I thought we saw Mills in the building as well. Mills was here, you know. And then we have our brother from Netherlands. Nadia said, why am I so angry? No. I was heated in the Arsenal conversation. The beef with me and Arsenal fans ain't normal, alright? Yeah, man. So I had to stand up and be counted. Alright? Yeah, man. Jerome in the building. Big up. Thanks for being here. Guys, make sure to smash the like button, because we had a good amount of people here breaking down. And we like when we talk about all different contents and you guys here supporting it, you know, because this is what we actually like. Alright? So let me check the likes on this video. And you better make way over 50 at least. Let me see. Because I like to curse out people and then we pass the numbers every time. So let me check. 1 second, people. Let me check the likes. Alright, so which you guys come back and like the video always. So I don't really complain. I'm trying to get the likes on the video to see what it is. Alright, I'm not seeing the likes. Okay. Why my stream taking so long to load? Okay, we have almost 100. Alright, massive respect. So get it past 100 people that's just coming in, and keep on sharing, leaving your thoughts on the rewatch. We have brought up a good amount of takes. The games, what's the reason for this Martinique game? And pretty much, I'm loving that the coach them coming out to say the same thing that we had said before he even came out and fully got the job. And we said that he's not qualified, and it's going to be more costly to put him in a position, because what qualified coaches has, they have their module already being tested. So the time that they would have actually spent to send out to other people, he would have to take and spend on himself to build up his own confidence. And tell me if this is the right way to look at something at this point. You know, this is very sad. And one more point before I go, and I want to start it. My next video. He literally said that he's the full-time job for Jamaica, the full-time coach for Jamaica. So he's walking, telling people that he got the full-time job. When the JFF keep on scamming people saying that he has an interim job. So I hope you guys never miss that, you know. So my next show will start with that. So I hope the JFF can come up and clarify these things. Because he apparently, in his brain cell, he's the head coach of Jamaica. And that would have meant that he got an extended contract past a certain amount of years. And he's the literal interim coach. You know? So, I don't know if his ego is so big or what blood. I don't know what is wrong with this dude. You know? Yes, so he said all of that, people, and next time we'll break it down. But we wanted this to be about football, and never was the propaganda and the drama from him, you know. But I will start the show with that, the next show with that one that's related to Reggae Boyz. But the U20s and those stuff we're gonna do different, okay? All right. So thanks yet again. All right. We will do that drum rock, but we are gonna space them out. We're not gonna mix up football with Mr. Speedem. Mr. Speedem don't play football. Propaganda and Jamaica drama them go on with. So we'll have our Jamaica drama stream, different from the football. U20s we're going to talk about next. Obviously, if results come in from Arsenal and the Premier League, no problem. And then when the Reggae Boyz play now, we can match that with the additional things. Alright? So people, take care of yourself. I want you to know about we don't run on views here. We're going to do what is necessary for the football, because that's what we want. And I'm loving that we're talking football and people engaging. As low as the U17's ladies, I saw people actually engage in it. So massive respect. Take care, people.